Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And before I get started, in the last couple of videos, I told you nobody can call this market. And the reason I said that is because I wanted to be honest with all of you. You know, I could come out here and give you hype and tell you, oh, this is going to happen within the next 90 days, but it would all be bullshit. I'd rather be truthful with all of you. And right now we have people in one post saying XRP is going to 3 digits plus in the next 90 days. And in the next post that they post, XRP is going to have a major dump and sell-off happening within the next 30 days. People are creating the narrative. What I prepare you for is what comes next. How to prepare yourself for anything. This way, if we dip from here, like everybody's calling for right now, you're prepared for that. But you also have to stay positive and optimistic. Okay, so we get a dump, and if the dump doesn't happen, then we take off from here. And I'm more optimistic that we're going to take off from where we are right now. I don't think the major dump that people are calling for is actually going to happen. But the 1 year tells the story. And right now, XRP is sitting at $2.07. But this run up from back in November to where we came all the way up above $3, and then we've been kind of going downward and sideways right now. Well, people are saying this is going to form a head and shoulders, where we come all the way back down to around $1. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Nobody knows if that's actually going to happen. But you prepare yourself for that happening. And then if we take off from here, then great, because I still think that's going to happen. But if we were to pull all the way down to just above $1, I would be backing up the truck, because XRP is still going to go on a fantastic run. And this comes from Charting Guy. XRP, worst case scenario. A lot of people are posting this possible head and shoulders that targets $1.15. I personally don't think it plays out, but it is a possibility to keep in mind. If it does happen, it's just a golden pocket back test, and the chart remains bullish overall, with higher highs and higher lows. For now, on pullbacks, we've been wicking down to $1.70 to $1.90 area, and closing all daily candles at $2 or above. So I will be watching that area very closely. And this is the head and shoulders that they're talking about right here. And there's days where XRP looks really bullish. The chart looks great. And then all of a sudden, a dump happens because of some real world event playing out or more tariff talk. And we still got to look at tomorrow, which is April 2nd. We got to see what happens there. Because with tariffs going live, nobody really knows how this market is going to react. I see some people saying that it's already priced in. I see other people saying it's going to turn bullish for crypto. And other people are like, we're going to have a major sell-off happening. Like I told you, nobody knows what's going to happen next. But you got to prepare yourself for the worst case scenario. And let's look at quarter 2 2017 compared to quarter 2 2025. So back then, XRP went from around less than a penny. It was around 2.5 cents, and it ran all the way up to 26 cents. The growth was plus 940%. The narrative, highly speculation, and early hype, adoption, minimal, real-world usage. Today, in quarter 2, 2025, price prediction is $3.27 to $5 plus. people are still expecting a major breakout on the price of XRP. Momentum, utility-driven, post-SEC clarity, adoption, institutional integration, banks and governments, narrative, XRP is infrastructure and not speculation. There's a lot going on for XRP this time around than there was back in 2017. XRP went on to achieve its all-time high in early 2018. It literally ran from way less than a penny all the way up to $3.84 by the time that run was over. Right now, people are expecting us to go all the way up to around $50 to $100 by the time this cycle ends. And what's going to fuel us getting to $100? ETFs will be a major, that'll have a major impact on the price of XRP. Plus the case coming to an end brings that institutional adoption. But you know, right now it's too early to call where we go from here, because this run so far has been different from every previous run. XRP Healthcare posted this earlier today. A historic surge in M2 money supply has already flooded the market with liquidity, setting the stage for crypto's next major bull run. Calling Crypto points to a 108-day lag between M2 expansion and crypto liftoff, a pattern with 80% historical accuracy. The smart money isn't just watching Bitcoin. The money is shifting. That's what I see going on. I think anybody new coming into this space, they're torn between either Bitcoin or utility. That's what they have to look at. If they put their money in Bitcoin, maybe they 2x their money from where Bitcoin is right now. But I think Bitcoin's going to top out at around 120K. You could put that same money into utility-driven cryptocurrencies and easily get a 20, maybe even a 50x in this run. And this is historic fact. This shows you previous cycles. And every time this happened, a breakout happened. Is the same thing going to happen again? They're predicting it to happen starting on May 1st of this year. Again, we got to wait and see how everything goes from here, because April is always looked at as a very big month for XRP as well. And right now, a lot of people are talking about a gold-pegged XRP again. Debunking XRP and XRP Ledger, Myths and Misconceptions by David Schwartz. And the first thing that David listed was XRP can't be pegged to gold, silver, or anything else. Like I've been telling you, you don't want XRP pegged to anything. It's capable of moving anything of value. So think about that. It's going to be moving things of value that are even more valuable than gold going forward. So why would you want it pegged to anything? It's going to move a lot of money, and it's going to make XRP holders very rich as it happens. And XRP has nothing to do with ISO 222. David was right, but he didn't tell you the whole story. ISO is just messaging. XRP is a cryptocurrency. Ripple is ISO compliant. So inside of that messaging, XRP can be utilized, meaning that it can be utilized inside of ISO transactions. But David's not going to come right out and tell you, oh yeah, ISO is going to play a very big role on your investment, because David just doesn't do that. He tells you things that you got to figure out on your own sometimes. But I wanted to show you this, and you could look at the rest of these also. XRP shines among major winners in institutional inflows last week. And I said, wait, but the narrative is institutions aren't buying XRP. The institutions, they know what XRP is capable of. And that's why all those ETF filings happen for XRP. The institutions want in. There's a lot of speculation that institutions are also buying XRP directly from Ripple. That cannot happen yet. I covered that in a video yesterday. We're still waiting on Judge Torres to drop that injunction. Then Ripple can sell to institutions again. But as of right now, I think the institutions might be buying on the open market already. There's a lot of whale activity for XRP. Robinhood and institutional crypto adoption. Quarter 1 is stablecoin legislation. Quarter 2 is market structure. This comes from Mr. Man. Take a listen to this.
There's two big legislative initiatives right now, stablecoin and market structure. Stablecoin is going to come first, and I think that'll be welcome and it's good. But market structure is what we're really excited about. And I think that's the mechanism by which we'll have clarity on how we can incorporate crypto technology into real world TradFi assets like securities, also like yield-bearing stablecoins, as well as prediction markets. We'll have to outline what qualifies as a crypto asset security versus a crypto asset commodity, and also what steps we would need to take as a platform to list crypto asset securities, and what would it take as a company or as an issuer to actually issue crypto asset securities to the American public. I think those are the big questions, and getting legislation to help us answer the questions is what's going to unlock the true power of crypto technology.
Like I've been saying, they have to classify these cryptocurrencies in a certain way so that they're usable for the institutions. But DeFi is definitely coming, and yield-bearing stablecoins are now all the talk. Think about when you're in a bear market, right? You cashed out some of your crypto into a stablecoin like USDC or RLUSD, and you're not ready to buy back into the market yet. So you're kind of just storing your money in a stablecoin. Now imagine earning off of that stablecoin. That's what I like about yield-bearing stablecoins. And I think that's going to be very big, even for people that don't want to keep their money in the local bank. Because the bank isn't even offering you 1% on your money. With a stablecoin, I see people offering 4 and 5% interest on stablecoins. It's an absolute game changer. But we are also on the verge of passive income at the same time, and lending and borrowing against your crypto. Circle of USDC backed by BlackRock to go IPO with JP Morgan and Citibank. The blockchain IPO craze will hit. Ripple will become the biggest IPO in Wall Street history when it happens. Kraken is also filing their IPO as well. I think it's just a matter of time until Ripple does an IPO, and it's going to benefit XRP holders. Now, XRP is not going to go to $20 overnight if Ripple was to do an IPO. That's the hype. The reality is XRP would most likely go to around $6. You know, like Linda P. Jones has said in the past. Can it go higher than that? Maybe. We really don't know what a Ripple IPO looks like yet. But this is something that I see happening in 2025. I think Brad is going to pivot at some point and say, okay, Ripple is now going to do the IPO. But they're more focused on acquisitions right now, which would also benefit XRP holders, because some of those acquisitions might bring a lot of value to XRP. And right now, because we just had the unlock once again, the Bitcoin maxis are out there in full force saying Ripple's going to dump on the XRP community. They're going to dump the entire escrow. So here's the AI overview on Ripple's escrow. No, Ripple cannot unlock the entire XRP escrow at once. They release a set amount of XRP from their escrow accounts on a monthly schedule, and most of it gets locked back in, typically 1 billion XRP, to control the market supply and prevent sudden price fluctuations. This means they only unlock a portion of the total escrowed XRP each month and usually put a portion of the unlocked amount back into escrow to manage liquidity. We're going to see the same thing happen today. It happens every first of the month, but every single month they have to spread FUD around this as well. You know, I even seen people saying that Ripple is going to hand over all the escrow to the US government. That also is not going to happen. I think some of that escrow is going to end up in the hands of the BIS, the IMF, the World Bank, central banks, and I'm sure some of it will end up in the US as well. But it's going to be utilized for its actual use case and utility. But like I told you at the beginning of this video, you got to prepare for the worst to happen, but always expect the best to happen. Expect a breakout from here, because everybody is out there. They want to create that hype around XRP, and we really don't need it. Everybody is warning of a dump one day, and then the next day they're warning of a massive breakout. Buy all the XRP you can, because within the next 48 hours, it's going to $1,000. You see it all the time. I'm just being honest with you. Nobody knows what happens next, but you prepare yourself for anything. If we dip, buy the dip. If you don't want to buy the dip, then just do nothing. But one thing you should never do is sell into the dip. And until the breakout happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.